Welcome everybody to the Sports Post podcast. This is October the 14th, 2021, folks. So, get down to business. Kyrie Irving all over the map. He's all over the news. I got First Take on right now, and Yesterday he went on Instagram Live and basically said his stance, saying that he is not anti-vaccine. He is just mad that people are losing their jobs. He said that he will not retire and he will not go out that way. He also said that he doesn't. He said that this morning he will not get the vaccine still. So the Nets, they basically said, okay, we're gonna forego a bunch of your salary. He stands to lose up to $200 million, and still he does not really care. Um, and I don't think he needs money. He guy's a millionaire anyway. So to him, I think he wants to get traded because of the Nets' stance on him and what he stands for. But as Stephen A. Smith, because it's a very hot topic, by the way, Stephen A. Smith, Jay Williams, and of course Kendrick Perkins are in the background discussing this. Stephen A. Smith is basically saying that it's a ploy, if you want to say that. It's a ploy. It's not about the vaccine. Like, it's pro-choice, right? Like, nobody's forcing him to get the vaccine. It's his choice, and the Nets respect his decision, but at the end of the day, you have to respect the Nets' decision as well, because you are in a job, and if you don't show up to work and you say you're not going to show up to work, then the boss has got to do what's best for the organization. And it's no different. It's no different from me going to work and going up to my boss and say, no, I don't want to work and I don't feel comfortable about this mandate. And quite frankly, the organization already has policies in place saying that if you don't work, you're not going to get paid. That's just an organizational mandate here where I work, and it's the exact same scenario with the Nets. Like, if that was happening with me and I didn't work, I'm sure my coworkers would be kind of ticked off, because they're left holding the bag, they're left holding all the work kind of thing that I do, and I'm specialized in certain things, and they would have to relearn us. They would have to learn everything that I do, and they would not be happy. So it's the exact same scenario. His choice. Nobody's forcing him, but at the end of the day, the organization has to do what's best for them. Where this all is going off the topic of COVID is the fact that Kyrie Irving is a distraction. I have to agree with Stephen A. Smith. He is an absolute distraction. This is not to do with COVID. This is to do with authority. This is to do with Kyrie Irving does whatever he wants to do. Like last year, he got fined $50,000 for attending an indoor party in New York, and he took time off too. He took time off for that and never showed up to the Nets games and whatnot. And basically, it was for his sister's birthday party or something like that, and he took time off. So, and he defied the rule against that. First year in as a Net, he only played 20 games, and he took the rest of the time off because he said he got injured and he wanted to rehab. But 20 games in a 82 game regular season, it's just, and he missed 62 games. To me, that is unreal. And whether you know it or not, whether you're an NBA fan or not, Kyrie Irving always has something going on. There's always something going on with this guy, and because he found the mandate for the vaccine, um, you know, it just that's his issue now. Like he has an issue with that, and he is gonna walk away from $200 million. The money's not a big deal for him. He's gonna walk away from all that money, and he's saying that he wants to take a stance. That's cool. He wants to take a stance, but take a look at the history of this guy. The history is he always misses time off. He always has an agenda. Um, in the meantime, it's kind of like if you're Kevin Durant and James Harden, you didn't sign up for this. You didn't sign up for this whole thing about doing your own agenda, coming to work when you please, um, being a total distraction off the court. And how in the world are the Nets going to overcome that? Because media is a killer. Like media is an absolute threat because they're in your face, and only only few NBA players can actually mute out the media, but media is always in your face. If you're trying to go to the restaurant with your family, media somehow sees you. Somebody takes a picture and whatnot, kind of thing. So to have this as a net player right now, it's got to be hard on those guys because they're in it to win a championship. They can't do that when you have all this media. Like these guys are talking constantly now. They're talking constantly about how Kyrie is a distraction, which he is, and he's talking about mandates and stuff. I don't think it's about the COVID. I think he just, like, my personal opinion, I have to agree. Like, my personal opinion is guy just wants time off, so he's just making an excuse. And he's just saying, because of COVID, the mandate, it's my choice. I'm not gonna get involved in that, and he's backing away. His choice, like that's fine. You do what you got to do, but that's just my personal opinion. He's actually um, missing time off. He's taking a vacation. So yesterday I mentioned that Kevin Durant approved um, the him actually getting sent home, and like trust me, if you're the Nets, this does not happen without Kevin Durant's approval because he's like the best player in the world. That's like not getting LeBron James or approval, or Michael Jordan's approval, or Kobe Bryant's approval. Same scenario. So Kevin Durant is pretty much sick of it, and he just said, "Okay, yeah, just send him home." Um, the Nets refused to extend his contract. I'm not 100% sure how much time he has left on his contract. I think it's like 2 years. um, it's funny because James Harden has not renewed his contract, and he is going to walk into the offseason as a free agent. Um, Rightfully so, because he got traded to the Nets because the Nets were like, okay, yeah, we have all this and whatnot, kind of thing. Come here. So he forced a trade from Houston to Brooklyn, and look what he got. He got the absolute circus. It's an absolute circus right now for the Nets organization. A reporter asked James Harden if he talked to Kyrie since, and James Harden said, no, I haven't talked to him since. And if he was to lie, if he was to say, yeah, I talked to him all the time, he's my brother, kind of thing, and you could either take it as a lie or as the truth. But he actually said that he hasn't talked to him since. So that just shows you that James Harden is mad, Kevin Durant is mad, Steve Nash is mad, um, Sean Marks is mad, Joe T, the owner, is mad, and they got to do what's best for them moving forward. They're trying to win a championship. They don't need this kind of distraction, and um, Kyrie is that distraction. He did say he will not retire, even though he originally said that he will retire if he's forced to come back or whatnot, kind of thing. And he was hoping that the Nets would take his side and say, please don't retire, and yada yada yada. They didn't do that, so now he has to double down on what he said before, and saying that he will not retire. Now he's saying, now he's saying he will not retire, which leads me to believe that he's getting traded. Absolutely, he's getting traded because he's just taking up a roster spot. Um, he's eating the salary cap, even though he's losing a bunch of money, kind of thing. And the Nets are getting that money back. But at the end of the day, the Nets are losing money because he's sitting at home, and he will get traded. Texas has no vaccine mandates, so it could be to Dallas, could be to Houston, could be to San Antonio. I don't know if anyone wants that kind of drama, but for a team like Houston, who is going nowhere, absolutely nowhere, I would totally accept that, right? So, it is what it is. Long story short, Kyrie is a distraction, 100%. I just think that he's using this COVID vaccine mandate as an actual way to get out because he wants a vacation, he wants time off, um, and it's just why I'm saying this is because of the history of this guy, his character, and his character is exactly that. He does whatever he wants to do. Let's just say if somebody else, like Andrew Wiggins, came out and said this kind of thing, then I'd believe it. But Kyrie Irving, it's like the little boy who cried wolf. He does this every single year, and to people who don't know basketball and saying that, oh yeah, they're forcing him, kind of thing. Well, you don't know the real Kyrie, because you don't know the real Kyrie because Kyrie is basically, um, you know, uh, he's doing what he wants to do, and it's kind of like it's the history of Kyrie Irving, and it is the little boy who cried wolf, and he's very selfish. I know that he's taking a stance and whatnot, kind of thing. He's very good at charity work, and he's very good character off the court. But for this, it just leads to me to believe that he does what he wants to do. He doesn't want to do it full time. He just wants to do it part time, and he'll find any way possible to make that happen. Nets are gonna trade him. That's just the end of the story. And you know what? I'm pretty sure we're gonna hear more of it in the next couple days. The Nets are really, really looking forward to trading this guy. This is Jag Maggot for the Sports Post podcast. It is October the 14th, 2021.